Hey, I'm Jackie, and this is a Wake to the Day flow. So we're gonna get started in child's pose. So wherever you are on your mat, sink back, hips to heels, and crawl your hands forward. Sinking your hips nice and deep, maybe wiggling them from side to side. Dropping your forehead down to the mat, let your third eye get a little massage, rocking it from side to side. Find some stillness and then take some deep breaths in. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 2 more just like that. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale and exhale. I'm going to slowly start to rise up. So we're sitting in hero's pose. And you can bring your hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra, or maybe finding one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. That might feel good. I'm gonna lead us through a pranayama that has a few names: 4-part breath, box breath. It's a really beautiful way to start the day, keeping us calm and centered. So it goes a little something like this. You're gonna inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, exhale for 4 counts, and hold for 4 more. If 4 is not the right number, you can go for 3 counts or 5 counts, but I'll lead us through 4 and see how you do. So with one hand on our heart, one hand on our belly, let's start by taking a deep breath in to the count of 4. Inhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. And again, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Keep going just like that if it feels good. And if not, tune into a breath that feels good for you this morning. Maybe in and out through the nose. Maybe keeping this count of this pranayama. Beautiful work. Keep breathing wherever you are. 2 more big deep breaths just like that. Beautiful. When you feel complete, you can bring your hands back down to your thighs, and we'll slowly start to crawl ourselves back to child's pose, sinking hips to heels, maybe taking the knees a little wider, feet come together. Big breath in, sink down nice and low. Let your forehead drop. Maybe rock your head from side to side, and then slowly start to crawl those palms over to the left side of the mat. Breathing in to the right side body. Sending energy and breath to the rib cage. Nice. Still tuned into our breath. Noticing all the little spots in our body that need a little attention. And sending our breath right there. Slowly start to crawl your way back towards center. Pausing in the middle for a moment. And then take your hands over to the right. Palms, hips stay where they are, and palms crawl over. Stretching into that left side, breathing space between the ribs. A few more breaths here, my friends. Send the breath where it needs to go. You can slowly take your hands back towards center, pausing for a moment in our child's pose. And then we're gonna slowly crawl up to find a tabletop position. So here you'll wanna make sure your knees are hips distance apart, hands are shoulders distance apart. Really spread into your fingertips. I tuck my toes here, but otherwise make sure the tops of your feet are really pushing down into the mat. Engage your core, knees under hips, wrists under elbows, under shoulders. Stack those bones so you don't hurt yourself. We're still waking up right today, so We're starting in tabletop. We're nice and strong. Our foundation is here. And now we're going to find our cat-cow. So on an inhale, we'll drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the chest, look up. And on our exhale, round the spine, drop the head, look down towards the thighs, cat pose. Moving with your breath, inhaling, expanding, and exhaling, rounding. A few more just like that. Finding the spots in your body that need it. Maybe there's a little wiggle here. Maybe you find just that linear motion. Beautiful. Few more like this. Really spreading into the fingertips. Beautiful. Come back to your tabletop when you're ready, when you feel like you've had enough of that wiggling. And we're gonna find thread the needle. So we'll put a little bit more weight into our left hand, lift our right hand up to the sky, big breath in, nice and expansive, maybe even shifting the hips back a little here. That feels really good in the morning. Couple breaths here. And then on our next exhale, we'll take that right arm, drop it down to the mat, take right shoulder blade to the mat, and maybe crawl our left fingertips forward, helping us twist open just a little more. Breathing here. Maybe rocking on our right shoulder blade, maybe finding stillness, finding what feels good today. Slowly start to take those left fingertips back up towards your face. Push into that left palm, lift right arm up towards the sky, big reach, big breath. And then exhale back, tabletop pose. Pausing just for a moment to notice the difference in your sides. There's always a little bit of time between sides. Let's take it now. Let's put all the weight into our right hand. Inhale that left hand up to the sky. Big breath in. Staying for a few breaths here. Maybe shifting the hips a little bit back or forward. I find this just a lot of space can be created in this pose. Nice big expansive breath in. Then on your next exhale, you'll take that left hand, drop it down to the mat, thread the needle, left shoulder blade finds the mat, and we'll crawl that right fingertip up to the top of the mat to help twist us open, creating that opposition in the body. Again, maybe rocking on that left shoulder blade, maybe finding stillness. Stay for the pause. Get the benefits. And then slowly start to crawl those right fingertips back up towards your face. Push into that right palm. Inhale that left arm way up to the sky. Big stretch. Big breath. And then exhale back down. Find tabletop. Nice big breath here. Beautiful work so far. So we're going to come into our downward facing dog now. So just here from tabletop, we'll lift our knees a little bit, shift our hips all the way up to the sky, drop your head. Don't worry about your heels dropping. Keep those knees bent even, but lift your hips, lift your tailbone into the sky, finding your down dog. Maybe bend one knee then the other. Wiggle those hips a little bit. Good morning, hips. It's great to see you today. How are you? Beautiful. Couple more breaths here, downward facing dog. Wiggling until you're ready to find a few breaths in stillness. Really pushing into our first finger and our thumb here. That'll take some pressure off the wrist. Roll those shoulder blades down the back. Lift those hips high. Nice work. Drop that head, shake it no. Shake it yes. Shake it maybe so. Nice. Bend your knees a lot, and then we're gonna look towards your hands, and we're gonna take a slow, leisurely walk to the top of our mat, ending in a nice, juicy forward fold over bent knees. Let the head and neck go here. Beautiful. We're gonna slowly start to rise up one vertebra at a time, bringing the arms all the way up overhead, looking up. Urdhva Hastasana, and then exhale, slowly dive and fold over the legs, Uttanasana, forward fold. We'll do a few more just like that, and you can move on your breath, but we'll inhale, come all the way up to stand, big breath, Urdhva Hastasana, arms up overhead, palms come to touch, maybe a little back bend, ooh, yes, and exhale, dive and fold, Uttanasana, forward fold. Let it all go. Pausing for a moment in one or the other if you need it. but finding a little bit of a flow here. Inhaling the arms all the way up, looking up, and exhale, dive and fold over the legs. One more, wherever you are. Come on all the way up. Big breath in. And this time, palms come to heart center. Tadasana, mountain pose. Maybe taking your feet just a little bit further apart. Pausing for just a moment. Feeling the energy moving. Feeling the body waking up. Beautiful. Let's inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale, fold over your legs. And step back, find downward facing dog. Yeah, we're a little bit more awake now. Amazing. Awesome. So take your feet a little bit closer together, and starting with the right leg, let's lift our right leg up to the sky. First finding our down dog split. So keep that leg nice and long and strong. Foot is flexed. Leg is long. Big breaths in. And then slowly start to bend that right knee, opening up the hip, kick back towards the booty, maybe looking up under the right armpit. Maybe you want to wiggle that ankle from side to side, make some circles. Again, maybe find some stillness. Every day is different, my friends. What do you need today? Beautiful. One more breath here. And then exhale, slowly start to take that right leg and step it all the way between your hands at the front of your mat. Nice. We're slowly gonna drop our left knee all the way down. We're finding Anjaneyasana. So we're gonna push really nice and firmly into our right heel, and maybe we support ourselves up on our right knee. Maybe we're lifting all the way up to the hips, and maybe, just maybe this morning, we're pushing in hard to the top of our left foot, bottom of our right heel, and we're gonna lift those arms up alongside the ears. Engaging the core, engaging that booty, staying lifted in the heart and the chest, grounded in the feet and the legs. Beautiful. Stay for another breath. And then exhale, plant those palms, tuck the left toes, and step left to meet right, front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, fold. Woo, yes, it feels good, huh? Slowly rise up one vertebra at a time. Inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale, dive and fold over your legs. Beautiful. Plant those palms. Step back, downward facing dog. Gorgeous. Step those feet close together. Let's do that with the left side. So inhale that left leg all the way up, down dog split, nice and long and strong. Foot is flexed. Feel the strength, feel the foundation. Spread your fingertips, push into your first finger and thumb. And then slowly start to bend that left knee, kick toward the booty, open up the hip. Hello. Maybe look under the left armpit. Keep breathing. Another breath here. Maybe roll that ankle from side to side. Wiggle, wiggle. Beautiful. Another breath here. And then you can slowly start to straighten out that left leg, and on an inhale, start to lunge it all the way top of the mat. Plant that left foot, really pushing in to the left heel now, where we're gonna drop that right knee. Note about Anjaneyasana, it can also be a much shorter stance. And I actually always recommend using a blanket, not using one today, but highly recommend padding up the knee here. So wherever we are, we're pushing into the top of our right foot a lot, and we're pushing into our left heel a lot. And maybe we're staying supported on the knee, maybe we're lifting to the hip, and maybe we're lifting the arms. Roll the shoulder blades down the back, maybe look up. Maybe there's a little back bend. You're gonna feel this in the hip flexor, and the glute, and the hamstring, the quad. This is the remedy to all that sitting we do. We're just waking up the body here. Beautiful, one more big breath here. You can do it. And then exhale, plant your palms, tuck your right toes. We'll step right to meet left. Inhale to lengthen your spine, flat back, halfway lift, and exhale, fold over your legs. Take a few breaths here. Beautiful. Slowly start to rise up one vertebra at a time. Arms come all the way up overhead. Look up, Urdhva Hastasana. Micro bend in the knees. Exhale, palms to heart center. Pause. Noticing your breath, noticing your heartbeat. Thinking of just the little bit of movement you've already done this morning and how it might have helped shift your energy a little bit. If there is something you'd like to call to mind that you need to bring with you today, bring it to your mind now. Maybe it's an affirmation, like I can do this. There is love in the world. I am the light. Bring something to mind now, my friends, and set the tone for the rest of your day. Beautiful. Let your next inhale, bring your arms up all the way overhead. Exhale, dive and fold over your legs. Uttanasana, forward fold. We're going to slowly rise up, finding a neutral spine. We're going to take our feet about mat's distance apart with our toes pointing outward. We're coming into malasana, which is our squat pose. So again, this can look a lot of different ways for many people, but spread your feet wider than the mat and start to sit all the way down. Now you could be here, you could be way down here, or you can grab a block and just prop up on that. So wherever you are, find your malasana. So I highly recommend putting the palms together, Anjali Mudra, and then elbows push into the insides of the knees. This will help open your hips, but also help stabilize you because you're like kind of balancing here, right? Really try to lift your chest, keep it open, kind of think baby cobra, and lift your crown of your head, right? So imagine there's a little string lifting you up. We're just gonna hold here for a few breaths. Breathing into our squat, feeling into our legs. Nice. And then wherever you are, even if you're a little higher, try to squat a little bit lower and then bring one hand in front of you, one hand behind you, and everyone just boop, sit down. It's not a very crazy transition, but it's a fun one. So amazing. So come to sit, plant your feet on the mat, and then we're gonna lower all the way down to our backs. You can do that slowly, you can do it fast, whatever you like. We're setting up for bridge pose. So we're actually gonna take our feet as close to our booty as we can. Couple options for the arms. You can take your arms just right alongside you, or you can roll your shoulder blades under your back, clasp your hands underneath you, and kind of lift your chest up as well. But everybody's gonna inhale, lift the hips, pushing into the heels. And if you've got the clasp, you're also gonna push into the shoulder blades and the fist a little bit as well. Settling in here, finding our bridge pose. Starting to slow down the breath a little bit. Landing on the ground, feeling it hold you, knowing you are supported. Stay for another few breaths. And when you're ready, you can slowly start to lower down one vertebra at a time. Take your feet a little wider, maybe as wide as the mat or a little wider, and let your knees knock in. Let one hand find the belly, one hand find the heart, and pause here for a moment of constructive rest. Anytime we do any back bends or forward bends, it's good to neutralize that spine. So I'll offer, you can come up into bridge one more time, same variation or different. Or if this morning you're feeling like you can do a little bit more, I'm gonna offer wheel pose. So your feet stay the same, but you'll flip your palms so your fingertips are pointing towards your shoulders. And on an inhale, you're gonna push up very strongly into your feet and hands, all in one motion. Lifting up, maybe walking the feet a little bit back, pushing into your hands and feet, spreading the fingertips so you don't hurt your wrists. Couple deep breaths here. If you're up in bridge pose, breathing into the open heart. Stay for another breath, my friends. And when you're ready to come down, if you're in wheel, you can lower all the way to the crown of your head first as like a pause moment, and then slowly start to lower down one vertebra at a time. And everyone, my dears, bridges, wheels, take your feet again as wide as the mat. Let your knees knock in. Hand to heart, hand to belly, big breath. Let the spine neutralize. Take that sacred pause. Beautiful. Resting there. From here, we'll come into our final pose before our Shavasana, which we'll keep short today since we got to start our days. Let's come into Supine Figure 4. So we'll lift our right leg up into the sky, take right ankle to left knee, and then lift left foot off the ground. So you've got this kind of floating 4 shape. You can stay right here. You'll start to feel the stretch already, but if you'd like a little more, take your right hand to your right knee and push out a little bit. Take your left hand behind your left knee and pull in a little bit. Again, with that opposition, breathing into the hips, pushing on the right, pulling on the left, opening up the hips. We've done a lot in the hips, even in these short moments together. But the hips hold us up. They keep us going through our day, and they deserve a little attention. Beautiful. A few more breaths here on the right. Maybe rocking if that feels good, or finding a spot that feels good and staying. You can slowly start to lower that left foot all the way down to the ground. Take your right ankle off left knee and bring it down to the ground. Wiggle your booty for a moment. And then lift your left leg all the way up into the sky. Left ankle comes to right knee, and then you'll lift right foot off the ground. Here we are, figure 4 on our other side, noticing if it feels a little different or if it feels the same or what's going on in our bodies. Left hand comes to the inside of left knee, start to push out. Right hand can come behind the right knee and pull in a little bit, behind that right thigh. And you'll really start to feel it in that left glute, left hamstring, left hip flexor. Again, maybe rocking here from side to side. I find that feels a little bit good, a little dynamic motion. But otherwise, finding a spot and, ooh, yeah, stay and breathe. Beautiful. Stay for another breath or two. You can slowly start to release your hands, bring your right foot down to the mat. Left ankle comes off right knee, comes back down to the mat. And from here, slowly starting to find our final resting pose. So that can be Shavasana, taking our legs all the way out long. Arms can come out beside us. If it feels better to be on your side or you'd prefer to do a seated meditation for our last few minutes together, please find whatever position would feel best for you. There are no rules here. The only rule is that you breathe and love your breath and keep smiling. Settling in, my dears. Feeling the mat beneath you. Whatever part of your body it supports. Let it hold you. Tuning in again to your breath. Noticing if it's shifted at all. Noticing if your energy has shifted at all. Noticing if your mood has shifted at all. Things are constantly shifting. And as humans, we get to play with the dark and the light, the morning and the evening, starting the day and ending the day. How do you want to start today? What will you take along with you today? For you, I wish it to be peace. I wish it to be joy. I wish it to be ease. Noticing where your breath is in your body. Noticing your chest rising and falling. Noticing your belly expanding, deflating, and cool air coming in and out of your nose. Rest here a while, my friends. If you can stay a little longer, please do. The benefits of Shavasana are endless. But if you have to start your day, you can start to wake up with me, wiggling your fingers and your toes, maybe rocking your head from side to side, opening and closing the jaw, maybe bringing arms all the way up overhead, nice big morning stretch, maybe grabbing one wrist and then the other. Point your toes out nice and long. Good morning. When you're ready, bringing your knees into your chest, give yourself a really big squeeze. A good morning hug. And when you're ready, rolling over to one side, and let the mat, the earth, wherever you are, the bed, hold you for just another moment. Pausing with gratitude that you took time for yourself today. And when you're ready, you can slowly start to come up to a seat if you're not there already. Eyes closed if it feels good. Bring your hands to heart center, or maybe both hands over the heart. Slight tuck to the chin. Let's take a deep breath in together. Inhaling, exhaling. And if you'd like, join me for Om. Inhaling. Om. Big breath in. Big breath out. Namaste means the light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste, my friends. I wish you the most beautiful day. Thank you.